welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you the card that I'm making for Craft Roulette episode 270. The parameters for the week were A7, which is 5x7 size card or project, or anything else you can decide you might want to make that's A7 in size. The colors are 1980s, rad, and interjection, whoa, and include an arch. Well, that could work. Got thinking about this card, and boy, I do love a twofer when you can create one, make another, or you create a card and it's for two purposes. Well, today's card went more like a threefer. There were three different things I was making this card for. One, Craft Roulette. Two, to try out my hand at the June 2025 sheet load of cards from our crafty friend, Call Me Crafty Al. And three, I needed to make a card with the theme of rainbow colors for a card swap that I'm participating in. So here we go. Wanted to go ahead and share real quick with the sheet load of cards. I can link you below with that information. This particular month, it is a 5x7 card size. So I thought, well, that went very perfect with the A7 card parameter that we had. The Craft Roulette original stamp set. Whoa. Keep that in mind, huh? Let's see. Oh, white paper. Always usable in a card. And what could this be? A remnant, perhaps, of another piece of white paper that's corrugated? Stay tuned. I also used this distress mica stain and frozen fog on my card. I also had some lovely glitter that I used. I chose for my glitter colors this green, pink, and this light blue silvery looking color. As you can see, I used about the same size in each of these little 6x6 squares. If you joined me earlier, maybe a couple months ago, maybe earlier in May, I did a small haul video in which I went to Hobby Lobby, and that's where these papers came from. If they're still available, I'll try to provide a link below. The main papers on the card I used from Kingston Crafts. This was a paper pad that I had originally bought in an HSN probably 3 or 4 years ago now. It was the spring collection, and it is not available on HSN anymore. However, you may consider checking out KingstonCrafts.com. That's Beth's website. She had said at one point she was going to do some digitals, so maybe this might be one set that could be. I know previously when she was doing her Etsy store, she did provide these digitals for purchase, which I do have, so when the actual physical paper runs out, I can print them off as I have them in a digital format. That being said, I solely bought the paper pad based on this paper alone. Sure, it's a rainbow, but it really reminded me of candy, especially those candy suckers or lollipops that you might get on a summer vacation or at a theme park. You know, the kinds on like the thicker wooden sticks, and the colors are all swirled together in like a circular type pattern. So I really like that. It's the same colors that are in this plaid paper, just in a different style. So I really liked how well they compared together and paired with white. If you didn't know about Kingston Crafts paper, great quality paper, and her papers are double-sided. They are the same pattern on both sides, just the scale is different. The rainbow here, the stripes are a lot bigger versus the smaller stripes, and same with the plaid. Bigger lines between, I guess gaps you might say, between the lines versus maybe the other side. I know she had talked about doing that. Just depends on maybe what project one is doing. But this way maybe, excuse me, scrapbookers and card makers can use the same paper. And depending on what their focus is for their project, you have options. So I do enjoy that. I also used from Diamond Press some sets that I had in my stash. One of them is this nesting die kit oblong. Basically ovals that are, well, if you think about it, kind of archy. Keep that in mind. And I also used a pretty neat alphabet set. I know it's probably hard to see the way I have it stored. This is an older one and not available on the Diamond Press website or HSN. You might find it on a resale type one, but it had upper and lowercase as well as some numbers and punctuation marks. And then I used one of my favorite die sets available that was in my stash called Layered Butterflies. It is also by Diamond Press, and while not available on the Diamond Press website, again, you may be able to find it at a resale. It has some neat sentiments, and I'll probably stamp one of these on the inside. But there are 3 different size butterflies in here, and I used one of the smaller ones for my card. Would you like to see? I bet you would. Ta-da! Here is my 5x7 or A7 card. The layout is inspired by the Call Me Crafty Owl June 2025 sheetload of cards, in which she had pieces of paper here. Now hers were more rectangle. I used the die set to trim them to give it that arch rounded look. Also, I added these ones here going the opposite direction. I got a little die happy and started cutting out all the pieces, and I realized, oh, I have more. Could I make a second card, or do I just put them on this card for additional detail? As you can see, that is exactly what I have done. Now, this pretty rainbow paper, I had used it in the past, and when I did, I sprayed the Frozen Fog mica stain over it, and because of that, I can't unsee that pattern together, so I just love spritzing that over it. Might have went a little spritz happy, because I ended up using my finger to kind of smear it on this particular strip. I mean, whoa, am I right? So the stamp set there, the die set for the letters there. Happy accident, in case you're curious, this particular small strip that I had cut, I didn't realize that the lines were going in the opposite direction as the background paper. So when I put it on the card, I noticed it almost created a chevron type pattern. I thought that was pretty neat, as it kind of drew your eye this way towards the butterflies. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Here are those butterflies that I used. I like when there's a rainbow of colors, I like having white and black on the card. And so I did the toppers in the black along with the butterfly bodies, and that's where I used the glitter paper, was behind the bodies. This particular die set is 3 layers for each butterfly, not including the actual body size. I omitted the middle layer so that way more of the glitter could shine through. Well, parameter check time. A7, check. 1980s colors, check. Because I'm pretty darn sure I ate candy in these colors back when I was a kid during the 80s, as well as having a pair of socks, knee-high socks in a pink color, light pink, and there were patches on each side of the sock, and they had a rainbow on them. I think another pair in the set was white and had some unicorns. Could have sworn there was a third set of socks in that, but I can't remember what was in there. So it's kind of a nod to the socks and the rainbow. And interjection, whoa, and include an arch. I included quite several, so I'm pretty sure I've got that parameter check. Alrighty, Thanks again for stopping by my channel today. If you have any questions about the card I made, any products that I've used, or just want to share anything maybe about the card you're making for Craft Roulette or any other card craft you might like to see on a video, do let me know in the comments below. I hope you give a like to the video if you can, and if you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll talk to you on the next one, and y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!